Okay, just a quick question to start with. Right? So you're looking at the image. Do you see the self or a body? Okay, hands up who sees the self. Okay. Well, not too many. Hands up who sees a body. All right, a few more. Okay, so anyway, this issue, the difference between a self and a body has been discussed a long time by philosophers, by psychologists, by spiritual teachers. And so, are they really different or are they the same? So philosophers, they discuss about, they think, they're different. And the self seems a bit more illusory, a bit more like a concept than the body, which is here, real. Spiritual teachers are similar. They say, well, actually, the self doesn't seem to be not real at all. In fact, it seems like a bit of an illusion. And more than that, if you believe in the self, it actually seems to cause a lot of suffering. So we've got this issue of the self being different from the body. Body is sort of more real, solid. Self is more illusory, and we've got the notion of the self to cause suffering, according to some spiritual teachers at least. So, but in everyday life, do they feel different? So maybe not in the same way, because we talk about the self and the body in a very defensive way. We talk about defending the body and defending self. Say, I hurt my leg versus I hurt me, you hurt me. We talk about having a thick skin, feeling vulnerable. I feel vulnerable after she left me. I feel broken-hearted. Don't let your guard down. This type of way of thinking suggests that the body is sort of something to be defended. So are the body and the self similar in that regard? Both objects to be defended. And what defends them anyway? So that was a big question for me for a long time. So we've got spiritual teachers, philosophers, self and body are different. This whole idea of defending the body and the self is the same kind of thing. So let's take those two bits of information and we'll say there are two defense systems, one for the body and one for the self. So the bodily defense system might be something like, well, just me fighting you off, fighting to hold on to my territory, protecting my loved ones. This is something that all mammals have. And it's partly in our brain, of course. It's not just our brain. Here's the idea. Part of that defense system got reused to defend this concept, this vague idea called the self. We'll call it the ego defense system. So mammals, other mammals apart, non-human mammals don't have this system. They just have one. We have two defense systems the whole time. This second system, I'm just going to say, it deals specifically with ego threats. The fear of being wrong, being insulted, not having a nice enough body. So the thing, some assumptions about this system, it's still connected to the original body, the body's defense system. So if you threaten it with an insult, it feels like your body is being attacked. And also the ego, the self, feels like it's a type of body. And what are consequences of this? Well, the consequences are things like what you might call being defensive, overreacting to inconsequential little things, ruminating about future ego threats, not threats to your body, future threats to yourself. So how could we deal with this problem? Well, what spiritual teachers have done a long time, which is to think about it a lot and to meditate about it a lot. In this theory could be interpreted as weakening the connection between the body's defense system and the self's defense system. Or in spiritual language, you could call it reducing self-centeredness, eradicating the body, killing the body, or to use Rumi's expression, dying before you die. Killing is self before you die naturally. Your body dies naturally anyway. Well, is it depressing or nihilistic to let your ego die? Well, not according to Dogen, a Zen philosopher, I think. To abandon the ego is to become one with the whole cosmos, he would say. If you're an atheist, and there might be some atheists here, there's Sam Harris, who's done a lot of meditating, and would say something quite similar. The sense of being a separate self and I, me, vanished when he was meditating. Only the world remained. So this isn't something unique to just spiritual people. So what would be the advantage of being less defensive, not having this defensive? Well, not caring about being wrong, so learning more. Not caring about making mistakes, so saving lives as a doctor perhaps. Not caring about being accepted, so not needing to get drunk in front of people. So to sum it up, defensive self theory says we have two defense systems, humans do. One, like all other mammals, to defend our bodies, but an extra defense system just to defend ourselves, unique to humans. The second defense system causes a lot of problems, and it would be good to get rid of it. That's what spiritual development is in sort of scientific terms. Final question, can models like this, scientific models of spiritual development, enlighten us more quickly? Thank you.